Yeah, with some editing, it's going to be super smooth, you guys. Just wait.
Yeah.
Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to Goonies World. I'm making weird noises with my mouth for no reason. I am always, Jesus fucking Christ. I, as always, am Ryan, also known as Meanie, and joining me, as always, are Colin, also known as Goonie.
Hello there.
And Sean, also known as Johnny Pharaoh.
Hello, everybody. And I would like to state for the record, there's only a very small percentage of Americans who do believe that Ryan is Jesus Christ. There's a deeply confused group of people, but they do deserve our respect. So let's just remember that.
I mean, everyone's belief is valid. Apparently.
That's right.
I've heard that somewhere.
Therefore, it's valid to posit that Ryan is, in fact, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Eat this wafer. And this sausage. Anyway, so we are once again journeying into the I would call it Wild West, but perhaps frontier would be equally appropriate terminology of 1870X Dodge City, Kansas, where we left off. You guys were in the Long Branch Saloon, having made an interesting discovery about some arrowheads you'd recovered out of the good Reverend's back, and also having delivered the bad news about the Longhorn Boys to the barman Smitty, and turning over the $100 you found netted you a profit of 50 off of it, so not a bad haul. But it's it's dark at this point, and you see the Marvin, the bespectacled opium smoking Bigfoot chaser. Yes. In his usual corner, reading his book and smoking his pipe, and Ernest, the poker player, cleaning up at his table as usual with some unfamiliar faces, and of course the band is going as well.
Do we see those people that were talking amongst themselves, kind of secretly, that a bit of shady looking people?
Yeah, they had the Calamity Jane type lady with them who was dressed in a boyish manner.
They are not here.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't the friendliest types either, if I recall there.
I just had the thought that, I think it was the marshal or whatever he was, Mr. Mustache, he was talking about something about the gang, Dodge City Boys or something. And,
yeah, the Dodge City gang.
I thought maybe there's some of the members were there.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for them, if nothing else.
I mean, that tomboy and the others, they might have been part of that gang.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Maybe someone around here would, though.
Perhaps. Might be worth asking around, possibly. But before you can do that, you begin to hear the sounds of a commotion coming, like people hollering and making a ruckus outside.
I got a feeling they just found out the Reverend Davis has passed on.
Yeah, now they're ready to go hunting them some engines, I believe.
Maybe we should go see what's going on out there. Yeah, I'll step out onto the what do they call it? The boardwalk, the ramada, whatever, the little overhang,
Yeah.
I think it might be called a ramada. I'm not sure.
Well, you step out the door, and you see indeed a crowd of people on horseback, led by these two men named Virgil. The tall, skinny guy, kind of dressed nice, the short, fat, hairy guy, and they're screaming and hollering and talking about, oh, we're rounding up the posse, we're gonna do this, and then you got the marshal, of course, is, all right, now calm down. And he's trying to, sort of diffuse the situation a little bit.
Uncle Sam, and even though if you're just starting this episode, this guy's not really my uncle, but listen, Barnaby, you got to go talk to him. They'll listen to you. You're a former lawman.
Yeah, my boy, I don't know if I can settle this group down, this posse here. They're rattling to go.
Well, now is your chance.
Yeah.
To show what you're made of.
Now, these Virgils, that bookworm fella told us about them, and he said they was racist. That checks out. And that they was suspicious. I don't know. Maybe them's the one that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. You need to go tell them
killed the Reverend.
You need to go tell them these arrowheads are not. They're made by.
And then they're gonna go kill Joe Ghost, I think.
Well, not if we stop him. Plus, I got faith in this marshal. He looks like he's trying. At least you got to say something quick, though.
Well,
or I will, and I'll fuck it all up.
All right. Listen here now, boys.
And everybody kind of quiets down a little bit and looks a little surprised to be being addressed by someone other than, the marshal here. But everybody kind of turns their head and looks over at you. And somebody says, "Who the hell are you?"
You can call me Sam. That's not important right now. What's important is that me and my nephew here was just out on the prairie, and we's the ones that found the Reverend. We found these arrowheads in his back. And I can tell you, after examination, that these arrowheads do not belong to Native Americans. These are white-made arrowheads.
That's right. Someone's trying to frame the Indians. It's a white man that's done this crime.
Trying to make them look like native, but they failed.
And the taller of the Virgils looks around and says, "That can't be true. There ain't no way that's true. You know that ain't true." And the crowd of people on horseback starts kind of fucking screaming and like arguing and amongst themselves. And the shorter, fatter Virgil yells up, "And what makes you an expert in arrowheads?"
Well, we consulted with an expert. Now that expert's gonna have to remain anonymous.
That's right.
For his own safety.
I've also studied ethnography at school in Brooklyn. Can't you tell from my Eastern clothes? I'm something of an expert on these matters. Seen lots of pictures.
My nephew's a learned man. Just look at him.
And we're not asking you to take us on faith. Just listen to the marshal, and perhaps you calm down and let your passions, just don't run off and start murdering people before you got the full facts. We're supposed to have law and order here. Isn't that right, Marshal?
Well, I'm doing my best now, he says.
It might be easier if you had a few deputies, that's all I'm saying. But, no, listen, folks, how about this? We sleep on it, all right? We sleep on it, and we give it a day or so. At least let the Reverend have his funeral, for the love of God, people. And then maybe we go out tomorrow or the next day. And failing that, I'll challenge any man here to a bare-knuckle brawl. And if I win, you'll wait a few days. And if you win, you can go right now and kill as many of the fucking Indians as you want.
The shorter, fatter Virgil looks over to you, or has looked over to you as you've been talking, and says, "All right, Irishman, we'll wait. We'll sleep on it. We ride in the morning," he says.
Well, it's better than right now.
They ride off.
You notice how he didn't want to brawl me?
Yeah, he's afraid. Fraidy cat.
That's right. Well, at least
I didn't read the brawling rules, so I wanted to avoid that one.
Yeah, it was a little confusing for me as well.
Well, it's not as confusing as it might originally appear, but that's fine. They're probably too afraid anyway. But Marshal, I'll go over to the Marshal if he's still around.
He is.
Yeah.
And actually, he kind of beckons you over. You guys over.
Yeah, listen, Marshal, I don't know if you trust Joe Ghost at all. I just met the guy myself, but he's the one that's told us this. We didn't mention his name because we figured they'd go in there and string him up too.
Well, they're probably going to do it anyway, I imagine. It's not too many candidates for your expert now, but while you was out, I heard something might be important.
What's that?
Location of an encampment out west.
What sort of encampment? You mean like a white man's encampment?
That's right.
Do you think it could be those that Dodge City gang you were talking about?
I reckon it is, yes.
It's too bad you don't have a couple of deputies who could help you with that.
Well, we was thinking about that, and if you're willing, I suppose we could enlist your assistance in wiping out these foul outlaws.
Well, sounds.
Or bringing them in if we can, but I don't suppose they're gonna go without fight.
No, yeah, I think they go down fighting for sure.
Yes, I would rather. Yes, if we're going to do that, I'd rather be deputized. To protect myself from any murder charges or anything like that. But well, that's a great honor. It's a great honor, Marshal.
Oh boy, look at me! I'm a big old deputy now.
That's right. Do we get a little star?
And he, yes. In his outstretched hand has two little stars you may pin to your shirts.
You made a good decision, Marshal, and I pin it to myself. It's the proudest moment in my life. If
Maybe I'll make my way back up to the top somehow.
That's right. We got to get is there a photographer here in Dodge City?
Oh, now don't get crazy now. I'm one man.
I want to send a photo of myself back to me mother. Sure, but if nothing else. Well, what do you say, Marshal? Are we going out tonight after him, or do we wait for? What's your idea on that?
Well, I imagine I've had a long day. I don't know about you fellas, but seeing as you went out and recovered the Reverend and all, I imagine you're probably as tired as I am. So I imagine first thing in the morning after breakfast, we ought to ride out and see if we can track down these outlaws.
All right. But
Good night's sleep will do us best, I think.
That's true. All right, Marshal. We'll see you at first light then.
All right, well, he nods and rides.
Now, do our characters know, or I mean, we obviously know who that's Wyatt Earp, but do our characters? I don't remember him saying his name or not.
He didn't say his name, and I don't know
if he's famous yet or not.
Famous yet? He's still got to move to Tucson later. Tombstone, and everything else. So, but
yeah.
Anyway, I'm wondering, and actually, I'll just say it out of character. I'm wondering if there's time for one of us to ride back to those Indians and warn them to get the hell out of Dodge. I think it was about a half day's ride, though.
I do remember you mentioning that earlier last game, that idea. And then I decided I had to come with you. So
that won't leave us much time for sleeping. We might have to trust these Indians to take care of themselves.
I mean, it's up to you. If you want to do it,
No,
you certainly can.
Oh, if it was a half day's ride there, though, right? Or were they a little closer? Did we
They're
get?
a little closer than the range.
Well, I think we ought to ride off then. And if we just get 4 to 6 hours of sleep tonight, so be it. It's only gotten dark in the last hour or so, so I feel like they were good fellas, redskin notwithstanding. We should give them a fair warning.
Well, you are making a pretty honest man out of me now. I probably would have just gone to bed and I would have slept pretty nice.
Well,
But,
I'm a Catholic, so I don't really have a choice.
Well, and I don't have a choice either. I can't let you ride out there alone, so
Well, then
let's ride as fast as we can.
Let's do it.
Warn these Indians.
All right, sorry, Shamrock. No time for your oats and a rub down now. We got to go, and I'll jump on the back of my horse and we'll thunder off that direction. Warn those guys.
All right. Well, it takes you a little over an hour to get there, and as you approach, I mean, you see fires, burning and stuff. But you see several people get on horses and ride out to meet you.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing as last time with my hands up and clear.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like it's the same group of greeters.
Hello again.
You return.
Listen, you got to get out of here. We came to warn you. We were looking for a dead fella. Well, we found him. He had arrowheads in his back. Well, arrows in his back. We found out that they're probably made by some white men trying to frame you. If you understand what I'm saying here. And I think you ought to ride away, because tomorrow at first light, there's going to be a posse headed out looking to kill all the Indians they see.
Oh.
Coming from Dodge City.
Yeah, I'd stay clear. I'd go, ride off and settle somewhere else for now. These boys mean business. They're gonna kill any red-skinned man they see.
And the man who's been speaking looks like he's thinking through his options. And he does this for just a minute, and then looks back over at you guys and says, "Thank you."
Our pleasure.
Our pleasure. Well, we'll go ahead and turn around right back then. We've done everything we can do. My conscience will be clearer.
Yeah,
Yep.
And you don't know, what options he was pondering. Was it options of places to go, or was it options of coming and trying to ransack fucking Dodge City, or what? But these guys seem pretty chill, so you doubt that's a likely outcome.
Best defenses is a good offense.
That's what they say.
All right. See what they do.
Well, we better ride back and get some sleep before our big day tomorrow.
So yes, indeed, you ride back and hitch up your horses outside the
El Dorado?
The Widows.
No, the Widow Jones.
The Widow Jones
Boarding house.
boarding house. That's the word. Jesus, I couldn't think of it for some reason. And you walk in, and she nods at you guys as you walk past and go to your shared room and go to bed.
Yeah. She's a lonely lady there, Barnaby. Perhaps we will make an honest man out of you. Maybe she'll overlook your rotund physiognomy, body, and you could always settle down here.
You think I should proposition her?
Well, not yet. Perhaps a little more exercise and fresh air first. But again, I imagine this conversation, that classic thing where they're both laying there, looking up in the bed, with talking before they go to sleep. Yeah.
Well, perhaps if you ride back to town tomorrow as big damn heroes.
That's right. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with that. Okay, well, hopefully I'll be able to sleep. It's been a tiring day. I'm sure we're extra tired, so I'll crash.
Indeed, and you do crash, and you... What time do you get up, do you imagine?
Well, I told him we'd meet him at the crack of dawn, so if, like a rooster or something doesn't wake me up, I'd like to retroactively say we ask the Widow Jones to roust us up before first light. It was like a wake-up knock, as it were. You know?
6-ish in the morning, something like that.
Yeah.
Around then. And around that time, you get a knock on the door, and, as you requested, and, get dressed and everything. I'm guessing you head over to Max for a quick bite of
we're going to have
toast.
to get some eggs and some bacon.
We're gonna have to fill our bellies up.
Yes, nice tall cup of coffee as well.
Oh, yes, of course. And so you do that and get your bellies full and everything. Some black pudding, if you like.
Do we hear any evidence? Do we hear anything or see any evidence that a posse's already ridden out of here this morning? Or does anyone talk about that at Max?
While you're eating, as a matter of fact, you begin to hear the sounds of the posse forming. And, horses riding around and guys hollering and, let's get them, boys! And, all this.
Well,
and
hopefully we've helped the Indians prepare for that eventuality, but nothing we can do about it now.
Well, I had one more idea I just want to pass along. Maybe just spread the word to somebody. I'm gonna look around in this saloon and just tell somebody, I heard there was a wild monkey man out there killing white men. I wouldn't go out there at all if I was you. I mean, the Indians are the least of your trouble out there.
Where'd you hear that?
It gets around, We've been going from town to town,
That's right.
Out on here on the plains, with gossip spreads like wildfire.
That's right.
We heard, from many of these little towns, there's a crazy, some kind of ape killer thing out there. It's just...
So watch out for really, really big footprints,
Well, Marvin, sitting at a nearby table, begins scribbling notes in his book as you're speaking.
Okay.
Well, maybe I actually got the value of any sort of footprints or hair up now that this guy. He's going to pay more now. His interest is really peaked now. I was actually going to suggest to you that maybe if this we don't find any money making opportunities elsewhere,
If you're about to suggest me putting on some giant fake teeth and walking around, then I'm all for it. but one thing at a time.
Yeah, pluck some hairs out of your... Well, no, not redhead. That won't do. And I don't have enough hairs to pluck. But we'll find a source, I'm sure.
The great ginger Sasquatch of the plains.
Orangutan in America.
It's an Ameritang.
Ameritang. Oh, Jesus.
I think that might be something else, actually.
Entirely possible. I'm not a whale biologist.
Well, after we eat, I guess we'll go look for the marshal.
Well, and you don't have to look very far because as soon as you head out and begin unhitching your horses, both of the local marshals, the one you've been talking to and the other one, Bat,
does he say his name?
Well, we heard
they introduce themselves.
The other one.
Oh, he did say his name earlier. Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I'll check with Bat" or something like that.
Yeah.
And both.
From what I've seen, they both have fine mustaches.
They do indeed both have fine mustaches.
And remember, my character's still trying to grow. It's only been like a day, but I should have some ginger pink peach fuzz growing on the upper lip by about now.
And as they approach, the man that you metagamingly know as Wyatt Earp nods at you and says, "You boys got your guns and everything ready?"
Oh yeah, right here. I try to spin it, like on my finger and do something cool.
That's a movie trick. Nobody would have been doing that.
I saw it in a stage show in Manhattan.
There you go.
We had a sharpshooter there, and trick riders and everything.
Yeah, we're locked and loaded.
That's right.
All
sir.
right then. Well, this is my fellow Marshal Bat.
I'll salute him.
Bat? What kind of name is Bat? What's your last name?
And I don't like Bat Masterson's from fucking Canada, right? So I'm like, whoa, boy, my last, I'm trying to, I want to do like the Sarah Palin, like fucking.
I'm sorry.
My name's Masterson.
Bat Masterson. Well, now I could. Why not Matt Masterson? Something, sounds a little bit more normal to me.
I don't know. You'd have to ask my parents.
I guess so.
Well, anyway, we are names notwithstanding. We're, maybe I should give myself, a colorful name. If all this goes well, I could be like Shotgun Seamus or something. Of course, maybe I need to get a shotgun first.
Yeah.
6-gun Seamus is good. At any rate,
yeah.
we're ready. We're ready, Marshal.
Now, Marshal, your name is what now?
Wyatt.
Wyatt. Can you say your last name for me?
Well, it's kind of embarrassing. It's Earp.
Okay.
I don't know why that's embarrassing.
Well, I just wanted him to say it because I've been waiting to.
Yeah.
He wants to. I'm just gonna say it now. As you wanted to say, more like Wyatt Derp.
Why I ought to.
Just remember.
I had to force that one out.
All right. We're the deputies. They're the marshal. Let's show the proper respect. All right.
All right, now we got some intelligence that this Dodge City gang has set up a camp in a small wooded area out to the west. And now Bat here, he's got his Winchester 1873, which is pretty good from long range. So I reckon once we get out close by, we'll dismount and approach on foot and let Bat cover us from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sounds right.
Now, hopefully they want to come peacefully, but I'm disinclined to believe that way.
Yeah, that's a big butt.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't lie.
That's a rotund butt.
All right, so you guys ride out west for a couple hours, and in fact, you ride fairly close to the area where the tribe that you had warned had been set up, and they're gone. They left. You don't know where they went, but hopefully they're safe.
That's good.
And before long, after you've passed that location, you come to within a few hundred yards, maybe 500 yards of this sort of cluster of trees, and the marshals stop their horses, and Wyatt says, "All right, reckon they're in there.
All right.
You boys, on me," he says as he dismounts.
All right.
I'm gonna
I'll follow.
unholster my gun, keep it
low and kind of crouch and follow him.
Yeah, and I'll copy whatever Barnaby does.
Well, he's got experience, as
Yeah.
law enforcement, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Bat pulls this lever action rifle out and is just
It's a
holding
beauty.
it.
It's a beauty.
He says, would you like to see it?
Oh yeah, I love it. I'll take it out and like whatever like the wrong thing to do when someone hands you a rifle, like swing
Look
it
down the
around,
barrel.
look down the barrel. Or, I haven't been told any of this stuff yet, so yeah.
Yeah, like don't check the chamber to see if there's a round chamber. Just like stick it barrel in your eye, point it at the marshal.
Yeah.
I can see the bullet in there.
I'll hand it back to him pretty quick though before I can get a lecture.
Well, if you don't check the chamber and you like point it around, he's just gonna grab it back from you.
Yeah, that's a real beauty. Yeah.
You got to pardon that boy. He's inexperienced.
But I got a great deal of heart and soul, and I can take a punch. I can take a punch like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, he's got a chin on him
That's right.
and a jaw. He likes to talk a lot.
I got an iron jaw. That's what I got. One thing I don't have is a giant. Never mind.
Well, good luck, he says.
Yeah. I was gonna make fun of your weight again, but
I thought you were going to say a giant
yeah.
ding dong or something.
Well, no, just average. But I've never had no complaints. At any rate, I should stop your jawing, as you say. You got work to do.
All right. Well, you guys. So Barnaby's kind of doing like the stealth crouch, but Wyatt doesn't seem inclined towards that. Although he does as well unholster his revolver in anticipation of having to use it. And as you get closer to the woods, or the wooded area anyway, you can kind of see like and it's still fairly early in the morning. I mean, the sun's up now, but it's it's fairly early, and you can see the smoldering remains of a fire and some tents set up around it. And you don't see anybody, and you kind of get closer and you're wondering if they might just still be asleep.
Yeah, what do you think, Marshal? Should I start singing a song real loud or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't feel quite right about this.
Could be some kind of dirty trick they're playing. If they know where it's coming.
Could be, or could it be they just all got drunk and still passed out? It's hard to say, but I would have thought they would have at least had a lookout or something.
Yeah, I once got jumped by the 8th Street dogs in Manhattan. They were hiding in a rubbish bin. I walked right past it, so I wouldn't want that to happen again. But yeah, we're here to follow your lead, but maybe Barnaby here should go peek into one of those tents.
Yeah. I'm going to look around just maybe I'm also check the tree line or something. Maybe, I don't know if there's some sharpshooters up there or something looking out. Just check all around here.
I mean, so you're close enough now that you can basically see the entire. I mean, it's like a clump of trees in the middle of the plains. It's not like a big forest, or anything like that. So you can't really. I mean, it's just plains everywhere you look. Kind of like driving when you down I-70 to Colorado. It's just like fucking.
Kansas is very plain.
It is. But there are six tents here, and while you, Barnaby, are kind of scouting around, looking to make sure there's not like snipers or whatever, the marshal just points his gun up in the air and fires around.
Whoa!
And says, "That'll wake him up." And
That'll do it.
That'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it.
Indeed, it does. As several startled men appear, there are 6 of them out of these tents, And there's they're not dressed particularly. I mean, they're just in underclothes at this point. And one of them, you're guessing the leader, says, "Oh, I see you found us, Marshal." And he says, "That I did. Now, are you gonna come peacefully? You don't look like you're in any condition to fight."
We really recommend you come peacefully. Because you might not know, but I'm 6-gun Seamus, fastest shot in New York.
They just kind of look confused. Well, you don't say, says one of them. I never heard of you.
Well, you don't look like you get out east much.
Well, and they don't they don't have belts on and holsters.
Yeah.
And so they're not like ready, right? So they're in a really tenuous situation at the moment.
I think you boys better just do us right. We got you covered. We got 4 sharpshooters out, spread out, 4 points of the compass.
And a wild monkey man's out there.
Let's not forget about the monkey man. Surely you've seen it or heard of it by now. In fact, I hope there's not a monkey man hidden in one of these tents.
What do you? Never mind. I'm not even going to go there. Well, one of them has managed to reach very quickly into a holster on the ground and draw a weapon. And now remember, there are 6 of them, and you claimed to have 4 sharpshooters. I'm not sure they they believe you. They see 3 people. They don't even know where bats out trying to cover them from a distance either. But yeah, I don't think this is going to go well for them. But they're going to go out fighting. So roll initiative.
All right, and that's a D6. Oh, and we roll just for us.
Yeah,
We don't have, each person doesn't roll.
each side.
Why don't you go ahead and roll it, Barnaby?
But first, I do have tactics, which if I make the tactics skill, then I get to add a +1 to our initiative. So I will
good.
try to make that now. All right. And I got right on my tactics, which is 15.
All right.
So I think that still passes if you get right on it.
Sounds like a success to me.
Yeah. And so now I roll initiative and add a +1. Ooh, I rolled a 6, so I got a 7.
Wow. Well, they only got a 4. So, it will be your turn, and you guys already had your guns out and everything. So, I believe. Oh, so technically, you guys want initiative. So now, these guys, I have to tell you what they're going to do on their turn, and then you,
Tell us.
right.
Which, yeah, we might want to base our actions on what they're going to do.
Right. So there's only one of them who currently has a gun in his hand, and he's going to shoot at Wyatt Earp. And the rest of the guys are going to reach for their guns as well. And that's because that's really all they can do at this point. And
Okay.
Wyatt Earp's on your side. So
Is there any cover at all?
trees,
Yeah.
take cover behind a tree.
Yeah, I think if I can do that with one action and then shoot at the guy that's shooting at Wyatt Earp, that's what I would do.
All right. I mean, there's not a tree big enough to completely cover, because you're so rotund, of course. But
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
but
Partial, maybe.
partial cover. And what's Seamus gonna be doing?
Well, not having any idea what Barnaby is doing, really. What my gut instinct was to move, running towards the guy who's getting the gun, and I can move 4 movement during a shootout if I'm running, whatever that is. So what I want to do is run over and tackle him and grapple him. And even if you haven't read those grappling rules, I have them right here in front of me. So if you don't mind, that's what I'm going to attempt to do. But I will probably get shot or something before I get there. But that was his Street Fighter background. His immediate reaction was go, tackle the guy and get him in a headlock. So,
all right. Well, Goonie and Wyatt were both shooting at that guy. So
and I don't get to move, I don't think, until all the shooting is over, really.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm not doing the shootout rules. We're just doing the regular combat round rules.
Playing it fast and loose, 4-color action. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just easier, really. And plus,
I agree.
Like the whole fan firing and what, nobody did that. Like, it's not realistic. Like it's like a gun show stuff. So.
Anyway.
So that is what's going to happen. Oh, so Wyatt Earp's going to shoot the same guy as Barnaby. I don't think Bat probably has a shot on any of them at this point, because most of them are still like just kind of crawling out of their tents and stuff.
Yeah. Well, his view is probably seeing like through tents and trees and stuff. He's not going to get a clear view all the time.
Right. In fact, I think what he's going to do is just move a little closer. As a matter of fact, now that as soon as he hears gunshots. Mm-hmm. So, go ahead and take your shots, I suppose. And these are going to be careful shots. You can shoot up to twice, I believe.
I'm moving, so I don't remember what they have is, there's like probably specific rules about movement and.
Well, you're not too far. I mean, yeah, there are, but you're close enough to a tree that it's. I'll say that you can, because of the move, you can only take one shot. I suppose.
Okay. Yep. All right. So my careful shot is 18, and
you better not miss that.
I rolled a 9.
So you're at short range, so no penalties or anything. So that hits. So roll a d20 to
see where I hit him.
To determine location. Yeah.
And I rolled an 8, which I believe is the right arm.
It is indeed. And so that'll be a -1 modifier to the wound that you're about to roll.
Yeah. I rolled a wound?
Yeah, you roll a d6.
Oh, okay. That's right. And I rolled a 1.
Oh, bummer. Well, that is still a light wound. So you've inflicted a light wound, and Mr. Earp is going to roll his. He's going to hit as well in the abdomen. So no modifier there. He gets a 4. So that will be a serious wound.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets to take a second shot, which is also going to be a success, and that will hit in the left shoulder, so that will be a -1 modifier, so that will be 3. Rolls another 4. So he's got a couple serious wounds and a light wound, so this guy's not looking too hot at the moment. And now I believe Seamus, you will.
Yeah, if 4 gets me to him, then I run in and try to grapple that same guy. And what I'm going to do is add my brawling skill to my die roll. I rolled an 18, and so I add my brawling skill of 3 for a 21. And now that guy, if you feel that he's in a position to defend himself, I will subtract his brawling score if he has one.
All right, let's see here. He does not have brawling. For surprise. Oh no, he's got a 1. I'm sorry.
Okay. In that case, I have a 20. And looking on the grappling table, it looks like I've got him in a bear hug, which means he's in a hold. I've got him, in a bear hug, probably rolling around on the ground a little bit. I'll be like, shh, just go easy, just go easy, just go easy. And that's it. That wasn't too bad for our first ever round of Boot Hill combat.
No, not too bad. Not too bad. Granted, I'm using the easy rules and not the.
Well, the purists will forgive us because we're so entertaining in every other way.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so. One thing I forgot about that I will be doing next time though is you can like increase. You can like modify. Anyway, whatever. Forget it. So now they're all grabbing their freaking guns except the one guy. But he's rolling around with you, so I don't know if he even can shoot at the moment.
Yeah, he's held in the bear hug and can't punch, so I'm going to assume that means he can't shoot either. But if the gun's already in his hand, what the hell?
Well, I mean, he could, but he can't like aim it because you're like wrestling. So.
Right.
He can shoot at his own feet if he wants.
Right, exactly.
Anything he does do, it'll be at a -4 while he's in this bear hug.
Well, in that case, I'll let him attempt to shoot.
But I gotta maintain it.
All right. Well, the one outlaw with a gun in his hand misses.
All right.
But they will all have guns in their hands next time. But I believe at the top of the round we just roll initiative again, right?
Yep.
Why don't you do that again, Baxter?
Okay.
You gonna do
And-
tactics again?
Yeah, and I got it. I got to roll a 4. So now I roll initiative. And 2.
All right. Well, they get a 5.
Uh-oh.
So what are you guys going to do?
Oh, well, Barnaby was going to shoot at somebody, one of the guys going for his gun, just whoever probably is closest to him, and he was going to shoot twice.
All right. Yeah, and that's what Wyatt's going to do as well. He's just going to start picking random targets at this point because the guy, Seamus has one of the guys occupied. I assume Seamus is going to attempt to keep this person.
For this round, yeah. I'm also looking through the rulebook desperately to see if I can bite him, but I don't think that's really accounted for anywhere, but we'll worry about that. Right now, I'm also going to hope that I'm at least considered in partial cover because I got this guy on me. And
I think that's reasonable.
Around. Yeah, but no, I'm just going to hold him, see if we can't get them to surrender here in a round or two. Otherwise, I'm going to have to let this guy go and then fuck with him some more.
I think you should be able to bite him, and I think that you should be able to modify your wound severity die with your brawling skill.
Okay. Well, I would like to try to bite him. Should we consider that like brawling then?
Yeah, sure. I think that's reasonable. And all these guys are gonna, all the bad guys are gonna take
if I'm
shots
still alive after their turn, that is.
right.
Yeah.
And they're all gonna shoot at just random people. Although they probably won't try to shoot at Seamus because the chances of them hitting their guy. So probably one of you two others. And I imagine Bat, having moved last round, might get a shot as well. With that said, the first guy, well, no, that won't, because the shooting goes first. So let's see who's getting shot at. Barnaby gets shot at. Oh shit! But he rolls a fucking 20.
Uh-oh. Wait,
which I believe, yes, causes a problem for him. He's going to have to roll a misfire. And his gun, he pulls the trigger and it just click. It just doesn't go off. And he does not look very happy about that. And this other guy taking a shot at Wyatt. Oh fuck! He rolls an 18. Well, at least it doesn't misfire. And this fourth guy, or I should say number 4, also shooting at Wyatt. That will hit in the leg, so -1 modifier. So he will take a 0-point wound himself. And fifth guy is shooting at Barnaby. Oh, that's gonna hit in the
Barnaby!
abdomen. Ugh.
Ooh.
That's a big target, though. Yeah.
fair point. Yeah. Uh-oh.
It's a mortal wound.
Well, it would be, except oh no, it was in the abdomen. Fuck. So yes, that as a matter of fact is a mortal wound.
Oh no, that's like I have to roll luck.
Yeah.
And if I don't get that, I'm basically dead or dying until.
Well, no one said the West was.
But there's no way. I mean, my luck is 5. Right? I mean, do we?
Well, I'll tell you what. So the first D6 I rolled went off the table and onto the floor, so I just rolled another one, and that's what gave me the 6. I'm going to look at the one on the floor.
There you go. That's fair enough. Yeah.
Well, fortune has smiled upon Barnaby, as the die on the floor was only a 4.
Yeah, that die had my back.
That is still, unfortunately, a serious wound. All right, and so the final outlaw is going to take a shot, also at Barnaby.
Now, that serious wound that gave me a -4.
When your next shot.
Yeah, the modifier. Plus, you also keep track of wound points.
Right.
But you don't really die from them once they get to above your strength, then you're basically unconscious.
Correct.
Okay.
So my strength is 12, and I've taken 5 altogether. Wound points.
Well, it's worth mentioning that. Well, these guys have different scores, but their strength's not the greatest. So, anyway, that was all of them. So, you may do your shooting and such.
Well, you shoot and then I'll bite.
Okay. Yep. Well, I'm taking my first shot at that one guy that I don't know if he probably has his gun by now.
Yeah, they all do.
They all shot back, so I will still shoot at him though. And I rolled a 10. Now I roll a D6.
No, the D20 first for location.
Oh, that's right. 18.
Ooh, in the chest.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now I roll a D6. Rolled a 1. Another light wound.
Light wound indeed. And Wyatt Earp's going to take a couple shots. He hits one guy in the abdomen. Ooh, 4, 5 wound points. My fucking dice keep going. Goddamn.
Our game master needs a dice tray.
Oh, and the second shot misses. That's unfortunate for him. And Bat now gets into the game. You hear a loud crack coming from behind you.
I hope he's not blind as a bat.
Oh, dear. Well, he just fucking shot somebody in the head with his rifle.
I hope it's not Seamus.
No, it's not Seamus. So that's going to be 4 wound points. So it's going to be a serious wound on that guy. All right. You already went. Oh, and you're going to bite.
I'm going to bite. I'm going to just treat that as brawling if that works for you. I'm rolling my d20 and adding 3, which is my brawling skill. I only got an 11. I subtract his. Subtract 1 from that, so I just got a 10. So I need to look at my little brawling table, and unfortunately, the brawling table, like I said, does not account for bites at all. So we'll have to interpret this. But
that's fine.
I just flipped to the back of the book where all the tables are, thinking I'd find it there too, but it's not. So
They made this system before Mike Tyson bit the ear off of whatever his face was.
Evander Holyfield.
Evander Holyfield, yeah. So they would have added biting to brawling rules if they had known.
Well, this would only be the equivalent of a glancing blow, as a wound severity of -2. So maybe I'll just roll the d6 and subtract 2 from it for a bite, and it will be less than a scratch. So I didn't really get a good bite.
Didn't get a solid bite on him. No, that's unfortunate. I think that was that's going to account for everybody. So initiative time again.
Wait a minute, we're letting Baxter roll that. I think Barnaby Baxter.
All right. What is? Oh, I didn't make my tactics roll, but I will still try to roll.
It may not matter. They didn't roll well. So get over a 2.
I got a 5.
All right. So they're all going to take random shots at random people, except for the guy that Seamus is wrestling with.
Oh, okay.
You got. Oh yeah, I had to tell you first because they lost. Yeah.
You're right. So I'm gonna just do the same thing I did last time. Just gonna shoot. Oh, I actually only shot once last time. Just forgot that we can shoot twice. So, but I'm gonna do that this time.
All right. Well, that's Wyatt and Bat will be doing the same thing. And what about Seamus? Is he gonna just continue wrestling?
No, I'm gonna. There's not a way to continue to do a lot of damage to him at this point. I'm keeping myself from being hit, but what I'm gonna do on my turn is to roll out of it and hopefully shoot him at close range.
Okay.
Let go, roll away, and take a shot. That'll be what I do.
Well, that'll be basically point blank. So
that's what I'm hoping, because my gun was already out. His gun's already out too, though. So I need to put him down. Yeah.
Well, he's getting close, so that's probably a pretty good plan.
Yeah.
All right, so whoever's shooting, go ahead and take your shots.
You go ahead, Barnaby, and I'll take mine.
Oh, I got right on my careful shot. 18. So, and hitting the right arm. Or light wound again. 2.
2 more. Okay.
Now I will take a second shot.
Very good.
Hit. Left leg. Oh, serious wound.
How many points?
Well, that'd be 4.
Okay. Well, that guy falls to the ground, clutching his leg, and screaming, and appears to be out of the fight.
All right.
Okay.
That's one down.
Well, before the marshal and Bat go, Seamus will break the hold suddenly, a roll of just a few feet away, and then BAM! I need a 13 under normal circumstances. I'm looking for... Looks like I'll have a +4 if I am considered at point blank with a pistol here.
You are.
So that'd be 17 or less. And I got an 8. So and then I hit him, I shot him, I managed to shoot him in the chest, 17.
Ooh, that gives you a +1 to your D6 roll.
Okay, and here comes the D6 roll, which is a 2, 3, but that looks like it's still a serious wound.
It is indeed, and in fact, takes his wound count to 10, which is the equivalent to his strength, and he also is out of the fight now.
All right, 2 down, 4 to go.
And Wyatt's going to take a couple shots. Going to hit that guy. Oh, fuck. That's going to be in the head again. So that'll be a +1. Only rolls a 2, though. So just 3 more. And his second shot hits a goo. That's going to be the leg. For 1 more. And just to pile on this guy, we'll let that take his shot at him, and he will hit him in the chest for +1. 5 more. And yeah, that's going to be enough to knock the third guy out.
Good night, Irene. You should write a song about that.
I will. So it could be a good Irish song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but I don't know if they still have actions coming because we won initiative. Yeah, right. I was going to try to get them to surrender, but we'll let them get through their turn that they have first.
Yeah, and there are only 3 of them left.
And I'm an open target now, unfortunately.
You are, but the guy that was at point blank can't take a shot because he's unconscious, so that's good. Mm-hmm. However, one of them does take a shot at you, Seamus. And he will hit in your head.
Oh.
No.
The die goes on the floor again.
We're going to have to keep that one. Or whatever one's better if you roll again.
Yeah, we're doing this online, everybody, because of COVID and all that. And every time Ryan rolls the dice, he just disappears from the camera for a little bit and then pops back up because he's chased it onto the floor. All right.
Yeah, that's going to be 5, unfortunately, which is, well, at least it's not, at least he didn't roll a 5 and make it a 6.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So serious wound.
I'm seriously wounded in the face.
Yeah,
probably like Cole Younger, where it went through one cheek and out the other side. Boom. Probably lost a few teeth on that one.
And the second remaining guy misses Wyatt, and the third remaining guy misses Barnaby. Well, lucky. Oh, but they get 2 shots. What am I doing?
Yeah, we can't cheat them, much as I'd like to.
So Wyatt is hit in the right shoulder for 0 wounds.
Okay.
So he's taken a couple 0 wounds, it looks like. I lost one bookmarks.
That's why we didn't read about it in the history book.
That's why he's the marshal.
And, the guy that was shooting at Barnaby gets a second shot. Ooh, but that's going to hit. In the left arm for 0 wounds.
All right.
A light wound. And top of the round.
All right. Hopefully you can make that tactics roll this time.
They get a 3.
I made my tactics. And that would also put us to 3. So does it say? Oh, actually, we have to re-roll.
Oh, do we?
There's no ties. You have to re-roll.
Well, they re-rolled to a 2.
God damn it.
Did you re-roll to 2?
No, I rolled to 1.
Well, you got +1 from tactics.
I don't add them on the re-rolls.
Oh,
it says that. Yeah.
All right. Well, they're gonna. All 3 of them are gonna each take a couple shots at each of you guys. Oh, they won, so you need to tell me first. But whatever,
Oh.
I mean, who cares?
Yeah. Well, you know what we're gonna do. Shoot.
Yeah, if it looks like they're going to fight to the death, then there's no point trying to get them to surrender, so I will be shooting in this round as well.
All right, so we'll just go down the list, and none of these guys, the 3 guys that are down, are the only ones that have any wounds. These last 3 don't have any. So we're gonna. First one's gonna take 2 shots. Seamus, 1 hits in the head again.
Oh man,
Fucking hell!
that's just like my boxing days. Uh-oh, he's making a face.
For 7.
Yikes. That means I'm making a luck roll.
I think that's. I hope the luck of the Irish is with you, Seamus.
I hope it is too. I gotta roll a 6 or less.
On a D20.
Yeah, I think that's how luck works. And
Yeah.
and I could totally lie here because you guys can't see my dice, but I'm not going to. And
Well, if you fail, I think there is rules. I mean, you're going to die, but there is rules for like prolonging it. So at least we could,
I'll look into
if you
that
get
while you guys finish the fight because I am out of it for the moment. As far as you can tell, I just went down because I rolled an 18 and not a 6 or less.
Okay.
Ouch.
Well, I might be joining you real soon.
Yeah.
Well, it is the Wild West.
And Wyatt gets hit once as well, and he gets hit in the chest. Oh god. Well, for only 3, however, so that's not too bad. And finally Barnaby missed. Wow, 19 and 18. That's unlucky on their part.
I'm just gonna shoot. And I got a 4 in the abdomen. God damn it. Another light wound.
How many wound points?
Just 1.
Just 1.
Oh, wait. Well, yeah.
Cumulative.
1. Mm-hmm.
And you taking 2 shots?
Yes. Abdomen again.
Yeah, a couple good shots.
Okay, serious wound. 4.
All right.
You know, if this were a Western, it would be the young guy who died too. You know what I mean? One of those darker kinds of Westerns. It's like the young, hopeful. When it's my turn, though, I know what to do to see about this, so I'll wait.
All right. Well, I mean, it can be your turn.
Well, I need to make a strength check to see if I die instantly or not. So I gotta roll 16 or less. Okay, I rolled an 8, so I'm not gonna die instantly. I am just dying, and I can crawl around and I can talk, but I can't shoot or attack anybody. And now I subtract that 8 from my. So I have 8 hours to live.
All right, well, that's long enough.
You'll get back to
finish
town.
This.
Yeah.
Wow, that's.
Ella's gonna cry at my funeral.
I'll just tell
Barring
you.
some fucking sacred Indian medicine from helpful, thankful local tribes, I'm fucked. But that's the West, man.
I'll just tell you. Ella, obviously not a prostitute, but her plan was to get you drunk and like rob you.
Oh, well. No, fuck her then. She can rob me corpse now. I got $50 on me. You might want. I'll save my dying speech for later. We need to finish this fight. I'm laying there. As far as Barnaby's concerned, I probably look dead though.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm crawling around a little bit.
Kind of crawling around and moaning, but it does not look good, I'm sure. So Barnaby took your 2 shots, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Wyatt's gonna take a couple. It's gonna hit in the abdomen for 4 wound points, and his second shot is going to also hit in the head. Ooh, it's a +1. Ooh, for a mortal wound of 6. And that guy's gonna have to make a luck check. He's going to have to roll a 7. He gets a 7. How unfortunate.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, he's. Oh no! So that means it's just a light wound, right?
Yeah, a mortal wound that is rolled away with luck is 1.
Yeah, it would go back to light wound.
Yeah, right. But I think he keeps the wound points. So
yeah, he keeps that 1 wound. Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's still enough. It's still enough cumulative wound points to.
No, it inflicts only 1 wound point. I hate to say it.
Does it?
39, page 39.
So that is not quite enough. All right. Well, fuck. That sucks. Well, Bat's gonna take a shot anyway. Same guy. Gonna hit him in the 14 abdomen for 5, which will be enough to knock him out. And the 2 remaining outlaws, seeing that they are now outnumbered, and that you guys have, knocked out or killed all of, their friends, sort of start to put their hands in the air and looking around at each other and wondering if you're just going to go ahead and shoot them anyway. Now, Marshal, one of them says, now, I imagine we're going to surrender now. There's no need to go ahead and put us down, is there? And he seems to be thinking it over.
I'm going to say, fucking kill him as I spit up some blood.
I'm going to shoot at him.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you your 2 shots, because their hands are up and they're not expecting it, really. I mean, they're kind of expecting it, but they think they're likely to be more honorable than that. And but if you're going to do that, then Wyatt is going to as well. And I'm going to give both of you, each of you, 2 shots. And
right.
Bat 1. So 5 shots to take these 2 guys down.
Well, I hit. Belly again.
How many?
3. So, yeah, serious wound. Take 4.
4. Okay. And was that just 1 shot?
Yep, that's just my 1 shot. And I hit. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll switch. This shot will go to the other guy that's got his hands up.
All right. That's exactly what Wyatt did too. That's funny.
Okay. Yeah, right leg for 1.
Oh. So Bat gets a mortal wound on one of the guys, who also needs a 7. He rolls a 5.
Lucky bastards.
But he does have enough wounds that he is unconscious, and the other guy, the one guy that's left, just falls to his knees and begins crying, begging for his life.
Oh, well now. I don't think you gave my nephew here much of a chance to live. I don't know why I should let you live.
He's kind of mumbling incoherently, but it sounds like he says something about his wife and children.
Wait, Barnaby, let him live. Just let him live. There's been enough killing here today. I've spoken anger before, but now I can hear the angels singing.
Well,
I can hear them calling me home. Oh.
okay now. Okay, I'm gonna do what you say now. Marshal, I think we should just let bygones be bygones and let send him. You know, he'll get a trial. Probably end up dead anyway. So I don't want to shoot a man that's begging for his life. This young man has taught me a lot in life. So I'm gonna
Barnaby,
honor him.
Uncle, because I'll call you that because you are my uncle. As far as I'm concerned, would you take this $50? And I hand a bloody crumpled $50, but you send this.
Of course,
You send this to Siobhan O'Shaughnessy on 18th Street, New York. Now I want you to do me a favor. I want you all to put me on my horse. All right, I want you to slap its ass. And I'm gonna ride out into the west.
You sure that's how you want to go out now?
I want to go out.
Wyatt says, I think we ought to get you to a surgeon, boy.
I don't think there's anything that can save me now. I can feel it. I can hear the angels calling.
I can take one look at your face and tell you ain't gonna make it.
St. Jerome is beckoning me towards the pearly gates.
Well,
it's been an honor riding with you, Marshal. I'll honor this badge forever that you've given me. You have to carry it with me into the hereafter, and I'll guard the streets of heaven for you, Marshal, until you get there. And Barnaby, I'll save a seat for you, but you better change your ways, or you'll never make it.
Yeah, I hope you save 2 seats, because I need extra wide space, but...
And really, I just don't want to die on camera, right? So I want to be, sent off into the west so that later, if we ever play this again, we can make up some bullshit excuse that the Indians really did use sacred magic on me and somehow brought me back and whatever.
Well, I mean, that's fine. I was going to leave that possibility open regardless. But if that's totally cinematic to just.
I think that
Yeah, I'll slap his ass. Yeah. Slap the horse's ass.
I reach out and squeeze Barnaby's shoulder and give him a look that I don't need to say anything, and he'll be like, I know, and then slap his ass. Yes.
And you ride out.
Slap both of your asses.
Yeah. You ride out west. Off to who knows where, possibly to be
those good Indians. Since we did them a favor, now they're gonna do you a favor.
Yeah,
fix you up with thetheir herbal remedies.
That's right.
Might just happen. You never know. But as Seamus rides off towards the west, Wyatt points at the guy you spared and says, Deputy, why don't you restrain him, put him on my horse?
My pleasure.
And I'll do that unless he tries to do some sneaky.
No, he's done. He's given up. And you help this guy.
Oh, just in case we didn't say it, I did take the $50 that Seamus gave me.
You better send that
before he
Siobhan O'Shaughnessy on 18th Street, New York.
And
Shashana O'Shaughnessy, I'll remember.
All gone now, anyway.
And so, with your prisoner in tow, the 3 of you who remain ride back to town, where the outlaws, of course, thrown in jail. But as you were pulling into town, you see smoke rising from the bank here. You can't tell. It looks like it. I mean, it's not burnt down, but if you once the outlaws safely locked in a cell, Wyatt comes, to investigate. And if you go with him, you will note that the bank vault the door has been blown off with some kind of explosive, and the contents have been cleaned out.
Whew. That's a nice bank job they did there, and I think I might know who done it. I think I might have seen them here in the saloon, talking amongst themselves in a huddle.
Is that right? Well, you got descriptions I can write down?
Oh, yes, I do.
All right.
You're doing the right thing, Seamus whispers in your ear.
And Wyatt takes you back to the police station, whatever, the marshal's office, and takes the descriptions from you of these people who, indeed, I will just tell you, did in fact do this.
Yeah. And then they're planning something.
Yep, and I think that's about all I got.
I think that's Boot Hill. Well,
That's a boot. That's a boot all.
That's a boot all.
all right. Well, in that case, I think I will ride off into the sunset, gentlemen.
All right, I will do the same. Good night, everybody.
All right.
See ya.
Hoorah, 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 hoorah.